Hello humans, my name is Yelly or Yellbell Beauty here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Fun fact, in my last video I said Twitter and I didn't realize until after I edited the whole video. I do not have her Twitter account. Twitter as I know it doesn't even exist anymore. Anyway, I'm here today because I won a giveaway on Instagram from one of my friends, Mai. I'm gonna put her page right here. I'm also gonna link her down below. Mai is a really, really wonderful human being. I was really shocked when I won her giveaway. I was like, what? So many people, applied to her giveaway, so it was really cool to win it. And she is also a friend, so I do want to be honest about the fact that I do love hyping her up. Mai is a wonderful human being, so definitely check her out. In particular, I want to open everything I got in the giveaway today. I want to swatch it for all of you. Some things in particular that I got, I don't know if I'm going to keep. As many of you know, I'm trying to curate my makeup collection a lot more lately, and I'm trying not to have so many dupes of things like when I went through my singles declutter. So I want to make sure that all of you know what I'm keeping, what I'm not keeping. What I am not keeping, please do not ask me to send to you. I'm actually going to donate it to Project Beauty Share. If you don't know about Project Beauty Share, they will take gently used makeup items as well as toiletries, so please send them things. A big one that they always want is tampons, but if you have unused lipsticks, if you have lightly used blushes or eyeshadows, if you have unopened mascaras and you're just like hoarding them and you have nowhere to send them, please send them to Project Beauty Share. They will take them and then they will disperse them among battered women's shelters. And this is a good opportunity for women who need a new start to be able to wear makeup, get some self-esteem back, and also to be able to go out and do things like go to job interviews, which is really, really important for them as they're rebuilding their life. So definitely want to do a plug here for Project Beauty Share. Anything that I do not keep in my collection always goes to Project Beauty Share if it is able. I will almost always donate my palettes to Project Beauty Share, so any unused eyeshadows, highlighters, etc. that I swatched once today are certainly going to them. So again, please do not ask me for them. They are going to the people in the world who I believe need them most at this time. And again, I want to thank Mai for sending all of this to me. I know that she was trying to do everyone justice if they had won the giveaway depending on what their skin tone was. So there might be things that are too deep for me, too light for me, etc. And any of those again will be passed along. I want to put a caveat in here that it is snowing here in Philadelphia today, so my lighting is not particularly the best. I might be moving my camera around here, there, everywhere to try and get you the best lighting to look at things like eyeshadows and highlighters. I apologize in advance, but I do live in a one-bedroom apartment. This is my living room. My front door is right there, and my window is right there. So that is where I get the most light. I do have a ring light right here, but I do not have ceiling lights over here, so it, for me, is kind of luck of the draw. Like if it's raining and really dark outside, I don't necessarily get to film. The lighting is not amazing. I tried to tinker with it as best as I could, but I want to give you a heads up that you might see more of my couch, less of my couch. There's my couch over there. So just wanted to give you the heads up that things might be moving around. I know that doesn't usually happen, but I usually try to find a day that's a little bit lighter outside to film, but I wanted to make sure that I got this done for you all, and I didn't want the snow to stop me. So let's get into it. So here's everything that I got in the box. So we can start with these highlighters. These I'm most interested in. These are all from Clarity Cosmetics. I have only one palette from Clarity Cosmetics. I do like the formula of it. I do like the color story. It's not something I particularly reach for a lot. It's a very niche color story, but the formula is nice. So I have never tried a highlighter from them. This first one is labeled as, oh God, I could not read that. Do you see that label? It's like illegible. I'm gonna have to just open it and tell you. So it's in a white packaging, and then the other two are in black packaging. I know Clarity went through kind of a rebrand recently where they went from large circular pans to small square ones. So I don't know if that means they like revamped their highlighters, and maybe Mai had some older ones or they sold some older ones. So this is called Bayfaction Me Please. Let's see if we could get that there. Bayfaction Me Please. Okay. And it's like a goldy highlight. So that looks pretty nice. I would be a little concerned this might be a bit dark for me. I'm like a light medium. I don't know if this is necessarily the color for me, so let's do a little swatch here. It looks like a gold to me. This might be a little deep for my skin tone. If I had like a deeper rich skin tone, this would be really nice. Let me do a good comparator of what for me is like a good gold. So I'm actually wearing this right now. This is the Glamlite Mimosa highlighter, and a brighter gold kind of suits my skin tone a little bit more. And you could see that it actually leans more yellow. So here is the Glamlite one. It looks a little bit more seamless with my skin. And then here is the Clarity one. So again, big thank you to Mai for sending that, but this will be sent to somebody who could get some better use out of it. Next of the Clarity highlighters. This one actually doesn't have a label in the outside box, but this one is in one of the black boxes. So again, I don't know if these are their newer ones or their older ones, but you could actually see in the compact even that they're different. So this is the one that I just opened. This is the other one. If I had to guess, these are probably the new ones. I'll put a note on the screen if I'm correct, but these feel much more like modern to me. This feels kind of like old school makeup, you know? This one is called Attention Please. So let's swatch this one. From looking at it, it looks like a iridescent gold highlight. Yep, that is what it is. So it looks like a white to gold. Let's do a quick comparator with, is it Solar Sailor from Kaleidos? That's the yellow one. Let me grab that. Okay, here's Solar Sailor from Kaleidos. This is also a white to gold. So you can see the comparator here. So the Clarity one is much more of a whiter base, and Solar Sailor is more just like a flash. Let me turn down my lights for you so you can maybe see this a little bit better. See that? So the Clarity definitely seems much more like wow and in your face and prominent, which I do like in a highlighter. So this is likely something that I will hold on to and use. We have one last Clarity highlight. This one is also not labeled, and it is also in a black box. This one is called Morning Glow. It looks like maybe a white to blue. It's like a white to blurple. So let's do a quick comparison here. So interestingly, I do have quite a few things that I can compare for this one. So let's see what we can find here that might be similar. So here's Azura Shine from Odin's Eye. It is a white to kind of blurple. This one in particular has less of a base. So kind of like with the last Kaleidos one that we did. So this Clarity one has a much whiter base to it, where the Odin's Eye one kind of is just sparkle suspended in nothing. So that is a pretty good comparator. Next, I have the Diamond Transformer in Princess Cut. This is from Bitter Lace Beauty, and there's a pink side and a blue side to this highlighter, so I'm gonna only swatch the blue side. This leans actually quite a bit more purple than I thought it would. I don't know if that would translate on camera, but in comparison to Azura Shine, it looks much more purple, and Azura Shine looks much more blue. Next, we have Moon Cruiser from Kaleidos. So Moon Cruiser does have a bit of a pink flesh in it. I'm not sure if that's going to translate on camera, but I can see as I tilt it that there's not just that blue purple, but there is that hot pink in there. I have a few in palettes, so let's compare these as well. So in the Blend Bunny Noctilucent, there is one that is quite blue. It is the shade Apparition right here. So there's Apparition on the top. This one looks the most of a true blue to me. This one I'm not sure if it's going to be necessarily a match, but this is a blue highlighter. Again, as always, I no longer support Jeffree Star Cosmetics, but I do have this in my collection and I want to use what I have. So this is the shade Freeze Tag from the Brain Freeze palette. And this one doesn't necessarily have a white base. It is just a pure blue, and that is all the way at the top. That one definitely looks the most like this Clarity one, but not like in shade, but in essence with that white base. Last but certainly not least, we have the Alpha 2 highlighting palette from Odin's Eye. There's a blue in here called Undian. I'm so sorry, I'm probably not saying that right. This one is very blue, and that one is all the way down at the bottom here. This one, in my opinion, has almost none of those white qualities. It is entirely just a blue. So here are some comparators for you. I would definitely say the Clarity one is different enough for me to keep in my collection. I know for some people they would immediately get rid of it because they have so many of these similar ones, but for me this is different enough to keep it around and at least try it out. So I think it's pretty. So we got through all of the highlighters, so now we're going to go through the eyeshadows, which personally, those of you that know me know that that is my favorite part of makeup. Okay, so to start off, we do have quite a few singles here, which would be nice. I do have a palette right here to put them in before I go and I sort them by brand into my collection. This Adept Cosmetics palette I actually got for the holidays from my sister and brother-in-law, and it's one of those ones with the divider, which I do quite enjoy these, but for now, we're just gonna put the singles that I'm opening in here, the ones that need a magnetic palette. So when I say the ones that need a magnetic palette, I am particularly pointing to this one right here from Urban Decay. So let's start with this one. So this is an Urban Decay Moondust Shadow. This is in Space Cowboy. This is like the cult classic. I have owned this before. It's been in different palettes before. I've had it as a single when I was in high school. This was like a favorite. This, I'm not gonna say that this is Urban Decay's fault or Maya's fault for shipping. My niece was visiting me yesterday, and of course she's a toddler, so she wants to touch all the sparkly things, and immediately she saw this sitting on my desk and was like, shiny, and she did drop it. So I mean, kudos to Urban Decay because it is not broken. So packaging nice, but she might have lodged it into the cardboard, so we're gonna have to rip the cardboard. Sorry for all those of you that keep unit curtains. I don't feel any type of way about them. We got it. That took way too long. Oh my god, maybe I'm just weak. Okay, so here we go. It is just like a nice champagne with lots of glitter. I do love this eyeshadow. I have Super Shock shadows that might be a bit comparable to this, but this is definitely a classic and something that I was really excited to have and to bring back into my collection. So you can see it is right there. Next we have a few from, some of them are, it looks like are from Copacetic, some are from, one's from Clarity, and two are from Give Me Glow, and then we have these. So this large gold one says it's from Rebel Rouge Labs. I've actually never tried Rebel Rouge Labs. I do know that my friend Delaney Death and Candy has done some artwork for at least one of their palettes, if not more, so that's a really cool opportunity for her. This just looks like a nice gold. So, oh god, I'm not going to pronounce that right. Petite Trianon? I'm so sorry, I totally butchered that. It is a larger pan than a general 36mm pan. It does just seem like a true gold. Nice, at first swatch feels perfectly fine. Alright, now the other one that I've never tried from this company, this is Pariah House Cosmetics. I've actually had an interest in trying Pariah House. I know in the past my friend Kayla, K-Tings Beauty, has had a collab with them. I know a lot of people really enjoy their formula, but I've honestly just never tried it. So this is the shade Pose Lament. Fun fact, if you didn't know that, the Edgar Allan Poe House and Museum is here in Philadelphia, where I live. So that's really cool. Anyway, I'm sure that they're referring to Edgar Allan Poe here. And this is just a nice deep green. So that's pretty. We will pop that in. Alright, there's one in here from Clarity Cosmetics. This is in the shade Carnival. It says it's a multi-chrome on the back. I don't know if I've ever tried a multi-chrome from Clarity. I do have a palette from Clarity, but I don't know if there are any multi-chromes in it. I would just say maybe there's shimmers in it. So let's see. This looks like it's a white to maybe green. So the shade is, it seems to be a green to blue to pink, so I would certainly call this a multi-chrome. Really pretty. I would definitely be excited to slather something like this all over my eyes. Now there are two singles in here from Give Me Glow. I do have two palettes from Give Me Glow, but I've never purchased a single from them. So this one is Rose's Remix and this one is Satellite. So Rose's Remix seems to be a rose gold. This is like right up my alley for what I would want a nude to look like. Oh my god, yeah. Look at that. Oh. I want this on my eyes right now. Oh my god. That is beautiful. This is like right now the winner of this package. This is amazing. And then we have Satellite, which this one seems to be more of like a taupe. Oh yeah, I like that too. These are very metallic. I always say that I am okay with a shimmer not having a shift as long as it's very impactful. And for me, that usually means a lot of glitter, but this is the type of metallic I would go for. I mean, they're both really beautiful, but in particular, this top one so speaks to me. So, oh, I just like want to play with that one right now. Our last 3 singles are all from Copacetic Cosmetics. I do have many a Copacetic shadow. I enjoy their formula. I think quite a few people on the community codes list do have codes with Copacetic, so definitely check it out. So first it seems we have the shade Linger, which is like a baby blue, maybe with a little bit of purple, like a little bit of a periwinkle. Off the top of my head, this kind of reminds me of Pharaoh's Crown from Quicksand Cosmetics. So if you have it, I would say they seem to look pretty similar to my eye at first glance. And I know my Quicksand Cosmetics shadows. I could pull it out and swatch it, but I can already tell that this is probably quite similar. And there we go. So let me actually pull out Pharaoh's Crown and compare that for you. Of course, my Quicksand shadows in particular were all the way at the bottom of my singles drawer, but let's pull up Pharaoh's Crown. Here is Pharaoh's Crown. So for reference, here is Linger from Copacetic. Here is Pharaoh's Crown from Quicksand. Pharaoh's Crown does seem deeper now that they're next to each other. I think, personally, I mean, Pharaoh's Crown definitely has a little bit more of a neon effect to it to my eye, but I think that these might be close enough that if you put them on the eye, you might not be able to tell. So if you have one or the other, and you're like looking for somebody to talk you off the ledge of buying another one, like I don't think you would need both of these, but this is what they look like in comparison. So maybe Pharaoh's Crown is a little bit more purple with that neon effect, but I think they're both just like that metallic, purpley light blue with a flash. Next we have Reverence. I don't know if anyone else would ever say this, but this seems like a murky fuchsia to me. Like it's that hot purpley pink, but it has this one in particular kind of that like murky base. I don't know if I have anything quite like this. So that is definitely very pretty. I might have a ColourPop Super Shock shadow that's comparable to this, but I don't know if I particularly have a magnetic single that's comparable to this. While this does seem like a very basic eyeshadow, I don't know if this is kind of a shade that I would have gone out and purchased myself, but we'll see if I could get some use out of it. It does seem pretty to me. I don't know if I saw this on a website though that I'd be like, I must have it, especially now that I'm trying to curate my collection a little bit more. But that's the fun thing about winning a giveaway, right? Because you're gonna get things that you wouldn't necessarily buy. Lastly, from Copacetic, we have Naughty List. I'm gonna assume this is like a Christmas shadow, which is quite interesting because it's like a hot pink, huh? So it is just like a hot bubblegum pink. I'm sure I have comparable things in my collection to this, but I definitely don't have a Copacetic shadow that's like this. So there we go. Just a hot pink shimmer. I will never turn down a hot pink shimmer. I do love pink. I think it is one of the colors that looks really nice on my skin tone on my eyes, so I definitely lean more towards those warm shades, and I think that this is like the type of pink that I would have. Like looking right now at my Quicksand palette right here, I have like 6 hot pinks. I do love hot pinks, so I have no complaints. Last but certainly not least, I did win 2 palettes in the giveaway, so something that was really cool of mine was that the Cool Summer palette from It's Belle PR was in the giveaway, and then she actually messaged me and said, I mailed your giveaway and there's something in there I think you're gonna really like. And it was the Simply Posh Cozy Cabin palette. So for me in particular, I think you all who have been here have seen me dupe a Simply Posh palette. I have been really interested in trying them, but while I was on a low buy then a no buy, I was telling myself, okay, let's dupe what you can, and a lot of their palettes were very dupeable, but this one in particular really spoke to me and was hard for me to dupe, so that was very sweet of Mai to send this to me. Both of these brands are ones that I've never tried. I have never tried an It's Belle palette. I'm sure that's like very shocking to many of you with me having been in the indie makeup community. I am really happy about the opportunity to try this. So let's pull the, oh, okay, I didn't even have to pull the sheet off, it just came off. Okay, but look at that. That is like right up my alley. This is like the perfect spring summer palette for me. We have blues, greens, purples, we have the pinks, and this is just, you know, definitely something that I could see myself using. So I'm excited to do a look or looks with this in the future. What I'm gonna do is I don't wanna touch any of these palettes today. I want to take some pictures for Instagram and do some swatches, hopefully when it's nicer outside and not snowing. And then I will do some looks with you all. So in my next video or the video after that, hopefully you'll see some looks of me using this makeup. But this one in particular, I'm like, looking at it, I just like want to stick my fingers right now, in particular in this lime green, and I really want to use these turquoise shades. So this was really cool to receive, so thank you. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Cozy Cabin. This is the holiday edition. I know that this was a palette that Simply Posh had made in the past, and then they brought back this past holiday season. I don't know if this is limited edition. I don't know much about Simply Posh. Off the top of my head, a few people have codes with It's Belle and with Simply Posh. With It's Belle, Jacqueline Tries It has a code. I can't think of any others off the top of my head, I'm sorry. But obviously check out the community codes list down below. For Simply Posh, I know, for example, Glam Smitty has a code, Ratbore has a code. Definitely check them out. I've heard really great things, so I am excited to try this. Oh, they like tape in their plastic thing. That's interesting. Well, I guess it won't move around in shipment that way. Ha, got it. Sorry for you ASMR lovers, that was actually quite hard to get off. Okay, so here is the Simply Posh Cozy Cabin palette. Again, this is the holiday edition. Look, you can see my ring light. And this to me is such an aesthetically pleasing palette. Simply Posh seems to do things kind of what I would call the Blend Bunny way that you see. They put them in color order, then they do light to dark. The shimmers are always in the middle. That's always very aesthetically pleasing to me, and it looks super organized, so I do enjoy that. And the shimmers in here are calling my name. I want to touch Angel in particular so badly, so I'm really, really excited to try this. I've heard that their shimmers are great, but I've also heard that their mattes in particular are amazing. So this is going to be really cool for me. I actually never tried to dupe this palette. This came out during a time where I was so busy with so many things that I didn't get a chance to even try and dupe it. But I do have a dupe video upcoming that has a few palettes, and I was going to dupe a Simply Posh palette, their new one, the Northern Lights, but I wound up duping a few other ones. So this will be really awesome to use. Again, I want to take some swatches of this, do a look with this and everything, so you will see that on camera. So I really want to be able to share this with all of you, but thank you again to Mai. This was so sweet of you to send this to me. In addition, I know that it wasn't like a promised thing in your giveaway, and it really means a lot. And it's so nice to just have people in this community that like care about each other and want to do nice things for each other. So that's really cool. That is everything that I won in Mai's giveaway. Again, please go give Mai a follow. She is, no exaggeration, one of the sweetest humans in this community. I think she came into my life at one of the toughest parts. Many of you know that I was an affiliate for a brand, and it was really tough for me when a lot of stuff went down with that brand. And for Mai to come in and want to be my friend when there was a lot of scandal going on meant so much. And it's so nice to see that people recognize her and that she's getting so much growth. She's a wonderful human. She does amazing eye looks. She does fantastic swatches. So please, please, please go give her a follow. And I want to thank all of you for watching this with me today. I do want to give a little bit of a heads up. Those of you that follow me on Instagram may have seen this, but I will be getting surgery on January 29th. Today is January 6th. So that is upcoming. So I will be stockpiling some content for all of you. After surgery, I will be bedridden, but I can still edit videos, put up posts, etc. But I might be slow to reply to comments. I might not have any content that is particularly new. I might be wearing the same sweater for a lot of them. So I just want to give you all a heads up on that, and I hopefully will be back sooner rather than later. Thank you all so much for being with me here today. Hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay weird. Bye.